All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Phil. I had a request of a video. I think it was a woman, I'm not sure. But she said they wanted to hear more about pest control, my saga or adventures in pest control, or just dealing with customers because they thought it was interesting. So I have a few little stories. I'll shorten them up, of course, make them as interesting as possible without going overboard. But yeah, this is my life. So, the first one. This happened a long time ago in Burlington, Mass. In an apartment complex, and you go to the office, you got 3 or 4 or 5 to do. You're spraying, you're checking mice boxes, whatever. They give you this big ring of keys. You got to knock real loud, let yourself in. Of course, I yell pest control so everybody hears me, even the people down the road, just so people do not say I came in quiet. So, I'm at this unit. I knock real loud. Some people say too loud, but those are called attention getters. So I let myself in. I yell pest control, check the mouse box. On my way out, this middle-aged woman comes out in a towel. And of course, she gave the old fake, "Oh, I didn't hear you." And then she went on to say, "Oh, you shouldn't, how dare you barge into a young woman's." And of course I went, "Young woman?" I was a bit of a wise ass back then, sorry. I've calmed down a lot. But anyways, part of that story is she gave me the riot act. And I said, "Hey lady, are you deaf? Because trust me, I got the key from the office. They gave you a notice saying when I was coming. That's not my problem. That's just part of the rules, it's part of the requirements on certain days, certain hours. You know I'm coming." So anyway, she didn't like it. So probably like 10 minutes later, I'm like the next floor down and I'm spraying the halls, and this 400-pound boyfriend comes walking down and he was even older than her. And he's walking down with the cane and he starts threatening me, going, "Are you the guy that let yourself in on my girlfriend's apartment and blah, blah, blah?" And I said, "Hey, dude, I'm just doing my thing." And he didn't want to hear anything about it. And he went on to threaten me. And I was a lot younger back then. I was a lot bigger, jacked, if you call it, into the bodybuilding. I was doing karate or kempo, whatever I was doing back then. So I had confidence. Whether it was fake confidence or not, I was a confident guy. Plus I had this huge tank, spray tank, I could have hit him with if you approached me. So anyways, he comes down the stairs and he's got a cane, and I tell you, he's like 400 pounds, and he's older. He had to be 20 years older than me. And I was like trying to be smart and diffuse the situation. And he just kept getting closer and closer. And I was kind of trying not to laugh. I'm going, "Dude, you really don't want to come over here. One of us, I'll put it this way, one of us is going to get hurt. It's not worth it." And he stopped, and he kind of, I don't know if he thought or whatever, but he yelled a little louder and went off and threatened some more. And I was like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." That was just one thing. The next story, this is a good one. One of my landlord friends, I guess one of the guys died in his apartment. So, he wasn't found for a long time. There were a lot of bugs. And I forget the whole absolute session or what the heck it was about it. I had to go in and spray for the bugs. I mean, they took the body and everything, but I think before the cleanup crew could get in. I'm not sure how it went or who I was supposed to treat everything for. But I had to go in this apartment. The smell was still there. Full bodysuit, respirator. The landlord got one too because he wanted to see. But it was creepy. You walk in the place and you're like, I see an outline on the floor. Hey, that was my first outline. And I was like, whoa, interesting. But I didn't smell anything because I was all zipped up. I had my respirators on, just spray. It was more get in, get out. And I knew because it was cloth material that as soon as I got out, this thing comes off and it goes right in the trash because I don't know how bad it was. The landlord guy told me it was really bad. And I just like peeled it off and just threw it away. I didn't smell a thing, thank God. I didn't want to. So that was a little creepy. So that went in the stories at Christmas parties that we all tell each other, which everybody else does the same thing. That kind of went in the file of good stories to tell at the Christmas party. That's what that one was. So the next one, a little entertaining, but a little scary. I'm in Lincoln, Mass, and I'm spraying the outside foundation of this massive house with acreage. And I get halfway down and I'm spraying. And did you ever get that feeling that you're being watched? Well, I was being watched all right. And I kind of looked around, put the can down. The corner of my eye at the edge of the house was a black Doberman, full-size black Doberman watching me. And of course, first thing you say is, oh shit, how do I get out of this one? So, a few seconds went by and you're thinking, all right, the day's done. I got to get back to my truck, which is all the way in the front of the house. And the dog's over there, which he probably could have got out of me within seconds. And I would have been lucky if I got to this side of the house. Never mind. He probably would have got me before I got. I'm not that fast. But anyways, so I put everything down. Everything's rattling. Do I have my knife on me? What do I do? Do I hit him? What do I do so I don't get mauled? All of a sudden, the Doberman takes another couple steps, acted weird, and the guy pops up. So finally, they both walked towards me, and I said, hey, I'm so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. He knew. And I asked him, I said, what would he have done? And the owner said, he probably would have kept you here all day. And I said, well, how do you know? And he proceeded to tell me, well, he kept the oil guy here for 6 hours. I happened to be away, and I was like, holy crap. And he left his phone in the truck. So yeah, that's one of those things that you take your phone with you all the time because you never know what you're going to run into. So on that day, I locked out. So we're approaching 10 minutes. I'm going to try to squeeze one more quick one in, guys. All right, this is a good one. Guy I've been going to, I'm not going to say the town, but seemed perfectly normal. I see him once a month or something like that, every quarter. Saturday morning, I ring the doorbell. I hear some fumbling. Okay. And I know the guy. He knows me. He opens the door, and I can see him, and he straight falls back and hits the ground. Of course, I was like, hey, dude, what's going on? This was Saturday morning. This guy was drunk as a skunk. He was literally, oh, my God. And I was like, wow. Okay, because I'd never seen anything like that. I was in my 20s. So I help him to the couch, which was right over there. And I told him, I said, stay there. I already know what to do in your house. Relax, go back to sleep. And of course, I said, is so-and-so door open? Well, of course, he tried to get up. And I said, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. Stay there and go back to sleep. I didn't want this. I said to myself, just don't die while I'm here. That's all I kept saying to myself. Just don't die while I'm here. Wait till after I leave if you're going to pass out or do something. Because the guy was fine. He was breathing. I told him, just go ahead. Get back on the couch. I'll let myself out. And that was that quick story. Shit happens. And it is very interesting. And I got a whole bunch of stories to tell you. I'm not going to bore you all at once. but we're going to squeeze them in little by little if you like these. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.